Wow, look at these little guys. I really wish I could sell you on these speakers and just say they're amazing. But, you know, and I'd love to make money off of that, but I have to be honest with you.
Some things just aren't that simple. You caught me wondering why I changed.
This little beautiful rectangular creamy little piece of fashion, it's the cheapest way you can get into the Marshall speaker lineup currently, and it's essentially their smallest mobile little speaker with the little strap thing you can put on your finger, or something like a pole or a bicycle. This is their latest rendition, upgraded from the Marshall Willen I. Now, if you're coming to my channel and you've never heard about the Willen before, the Willen represents a great opportunity to get a speaker that has a ton of battery life, the latest in Bluetooth technology, but if you're coming from the Willen, it's not really a huge upgrade, to be honest. You're getting 2 hours more battery life on this, and then you're getting basically less features. The older Marshall Willen here can do something called stack, where you can pair it in mono with other Marshall Willens or Embertons. But this guy has Bluetooth LE technology. So basically they're banking on the Auracast technology or broadcast stuff to be able to pair to other speakers. So if you're going to buy it, don't count on those features. Marshall has a history of trying to utilize new technology, banking on it coming out, but it never comes out. So what you get is what you get. So don't buy it for anything else than that. Really the only interface difference is that this Marshall Willen II has an external power on button versus the other one, you had to push this little toggle thing here. You're trying to like push it down without turning to the side. It's kind of awkward. The Marshall Willen II here is also just a smidgen thicker. And despite them looking super similar, it does appear that they pretty much completely rebuilt this thing. If you start looking at the little details, you'll notice that they are, from the logo design to the way the concavity is, where the multi-switch button is, it looks all just a little bit different. But what I want to talk to you about is the way it sounds. I set up this speaker next to basically all my favorite speakers that I have currently and compare it to the Marshall Willen original here. So let's see how it sounds compared to them.
Some things just aren't that simple. You caught me wondering why I change. Oh, why I don't look the same. Why I think so differently now. Is it ever gonna change? Am I gonna feel this way forever? Are you gonna be around for me to count on? Is it ever gonna change? Am I gonna feel this way forever? Are you gonna be around for me to count on, count Some things just never seem to fade. I'm thinking about how we were on our first date. You understood the words I sang. I knew I'd never let you get away. Hold you tight, squeeze you right, tell you what I want. Put me in your bedroom and I'll sing a little song. Hold you tight, squeeze you right, give you all I've got. See you in the morning over coffee, we'll talk.
I really wish I could sell you on these speakers and just say they're amazing, but you know, and I'd love to make money off of that, but I have to be honest with you. One, there's really no difference between the Marshall Willen I and the Willen II here. In fact, I actually kind of think the Willen II sounds a little more muted. It just, I'm like wondering, did they just take down some of the volume just ever so slightly? And that's how they're getting their extra 2 hours of battery life? I don't know. After comparing it to all of those guys, honestly, these things don't get very loud. I had these at like almost full volume compared to the other ones, and they just don't pump out quite as much volume. So for that reason alone, I think you might be better off buying the other ones. If I had to rate them in terms of what I thought was the best sound quality, I actually thought the Wonder Boom sounded the best. To be quite honest, this thing just like, astounds me with how good it sounds. And the 360 sound is really 360. And then I thought the Klipsch was actually very impressive. It gets super loud. It's only got 12-hour battery life, but for that less battery life, you're getting more volume, it appears. And as you can see here, the Marshall Willen II, really, it's almost the same size. The Klipsch is just a little bit bigger. Really, the only thing that the Klipsch doesn't have it going for it is just, I think the styling's still a little bit more, it's not as refined as the Marshall. The Marshall is the coolest looking speaker of the bunch. So if you're looking for a good speaker that looks really cool, the Marshall is definitely a way to go. Especially the Willen. This guy's going to start going on sale because they got the new one. And honestly, to me, there's really not a huge difference. I think you're much better off going for the older one. I really hate to say that because I love Marshall speakers, but they didn't really impress me compared to the other guys. I just feel like the other guys had a little bit more of an advantage this time. I'd say if you're looking for your next mobile speaker, these guys I think are going to offer more bang for your buck. I'm sorry to those of you who are hoping for a major upgrade on the Willen II. Honestly, it really is just the Willen 2.0 with minor upgrades. Nothing to see here. It seems like Apple's doing the same thing. They're just, this year with the iPhone 16, they're not doing much with their upgrades. It's just kind of, everything already is pretty good. If you made it to the end of this video, you get a little Marshall miniature star. That was the echo noise. By the way, I buy all these Marshall speakers with my own money. So if you want to help me out so I can afford to buy these speakers, you can click my affiliate links below and I get a tiny little commission off of them, which I end up using to buy more speakers. And I'm not sponsored, so I give you my honest opinion.